Hey Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over the massive pump on the Bitcoin chart, as well as the kind of consolidation that is going on and that I did suggest would happen after we did have that huge drive to approximately 35,000. Guys, let's just take a look at altcoins here. You can see that on the day, basically, we're flat with a couple still popping off. If we take a look at the week, we can see that everything is bloody green, right? So, guys, it's been a very good week. I do want to remind you that we do have the Alpha Commission Discord. And if you are in the Discord, the group where we have discussions, for example, this morning I went over approximately 7 or so coins. And then, of course, we just go over countless coins and, of course, many before that just we just remove from this list when it gets a little bit too old. And so if you feel like you are struggling with trading, just feel free to pop on over to the Discord. The link is in the description of the video below. And guys, we do have a pretty supportive environment now that things are popping off. People are helping each other out. And that's just really great to see, because in the middle of the bear market, it was pretty dead. And, I've been going at this for 3 years now. And really, I'm just trying to keep that Discord alive and relevant to the people who actually participate. And so please do come and participate. I guarantee you, you won't regret it, guys. What we can see here, of course, is this massive pump off of this formation that Alpha Commission did identify. In fact, we were one of the first to identify it. And I do believe that a couple members in our group were also some of the earliest to actually recognize this pattern early on when we were around this area, just remarking how this looked like a shoulder, this could be a potential head, and so we would be looking for strength in this area. And of course, we got that kind of spring movement off of it, and we just had the completed measured move off of this inverted head and shoulder. So guys, again, it just really pays to participate in the group. You're going to get some insights that, when people thought we were just going to drop to hell, they just thought, oh, we're going to go back to 12K, we're going to go back to 8K, when we were just dipping to a 25K. Well, the Alpha Fam was looking upwards, and we just captured that move. And again, the proof is in the pudding, guys. So if you want to take a look at some of our past pools over here, you can see where I was giving advice, like I was saying, yeah, if we hold this neutral point of control, really nothing to worry about there. We won't lose our big alpha energy unless we break this level down here at 26.5. We never did that, right? We just retested the neutral point of control before bulls just took complete control. We had a later pool where we then tried to figure out where we were gathering strength down here and where would be a good re-entry. We decided that 26,869 was a good line to hold for a potential movement. And you can just see what we got off of this move was a nice 30% on Bitcoin, which is nothing to sneeze at, guys. That doesn't happen very often. It didn't happen over here. It did happen over here, and Alpha Fam caught the move. So again, guys, please pay attention. Please participate. And I just want to show you how, again, the proof is in the pudding, guys. Okay, like, you guys are able to sit down and eat your dessert. You can enjoy the fruits of your labor because you've been paying attention, where other guys have just been, in la land in crypto Twitter, not knowing what to do. And look, we had another pool here, just indicating, look, if we capture that pool, we're gonna be bullish, right? Another pool down here. It's a very slim one, but again, just day after day after day of analysis. And finally, I think this was my last one, and I was like, guys, if we take this one, we did, just hold on to that bullish control zone, and boom, we were just off to the races. And since then, I've just been telling you, well, we could, hit somewhere in the, that kind of 33 to 35K area. That's exactly what we did. We almost tagged 35,000 to the penny. And of course, we are now consolidating back down to 33,000. So the Alpha Commission has been spot on these things. And, I've done my best to try to keep you guys safe during the bear market. And you have to understand that this whole run, this entire year, okay, because this is where I was trying to keep you guys safe. Okay, ever since it was 60,000, 59,000, 60,000, I said, nope, this is going to be a bear market. Man, I got in really heated arguments with people over, altcoins and what we should be doing with them, blah, blah, blah. We rode this one up to this point, up to 47,000, and then I mentioned some fibs that were likely to have a rejection. This wasn't a proper correction yet, and then we just kept riding it down. I suggested that I did not believe that this was a local bottom area. Some guys were saying that it was a local bottom area, and the Alpha Fam actually, made our determination at 16,000. Yeah, we hit 15.5, but we made our determination at 16,000 and then again at 17,000. And it's funny, I was more confident at here than here, but it's just because on the second part of this bounce, we were coming down a bit, but we did eventually just capture our pools there, and it's just been up only for really an entire year. Now, altcoins always follow Bitcoin, so this was Bitcoin season, and now finally we're starting to see some of altcoin season, and that's why some of your favorite altcoins are starting to pop off. Now, they're not all going to go. Some microcaps may continue to bleed as the high caps and the mid caps and some of these like narrative coins just have their turn, right? As this market just kind of cycles through its various sectors, and they may do that while Bitcoin is cooling off if Bitcoin continues to be bullish. So let's go ahead and understand that we did complete this measured move, and that in fact we are bullish as long as we hold above that measured move, which does just coincidentally align with our Bollinger Band midline on the daily here. So if we pulled all the way back to the to 30,000, we would still be in a bullish formation, and we really wouldn't have violated any area over here, because what you can see is that we essentially have a pivot area through the middle of this kind of price action right here, and anything above it is kind of upward pressure, anything below it is kind of downward pressure. And so if we just extend that over, wow, lo and behold, yeah, it's right there at our measured move. It's right there at our Bollinger Band midline. And then we have all this liquidity. So yes, we could do something scary, but it wouldn't really break anything. Do I expect this to happen? Not really, but if it should happen, something like this, then as long as we eventually, recapture this area, then I would just see this as a retest of the breakout of this range right here, right? And so, if we're just forming a new kind of range, then we would expect to do something like this. Now, could that range be a little bit more truncated? Could it be something, like this, right? Yeah, and that would be more my expectation, right? That we just capture a part of this liquidity and that maybe we just, meet in the middle with the Bollinger Band midline and, probably come back somewhere, you know, just do some type of sideways chop or something before we have another push. Or if something's scary in the market, and then we can start seeing, did we break down from these candles? Are we going to retest this level? If we break that level, then that was just a massive fake out, right? But currently everything looks pretty good. I am going to pop on some key levels for you just to give you an update. And so let's go ahead and take a look for that. Here's going to be your newest alpha momentum pools. And what you can see is that we are just basically in a consolidation area. We're doing nothing really, okay? We're just having a little bit of a pullback here. As long as we're above 34,155, no problems whatsoever. Okay, we're literally just holding the new territory that we carved out. And as long as we're above the volatility pivot at 33,637, then our bias is actually to the upside. Now, we can wave around, because price action always moves in waves. It doesn't just move in a straight line. It always moves in waves. We can waver around all of these price levels, but it's just kind of the area to give us an eyeball, right? And so currently currently we're just kind of waving around that volatility pivot, which will give us our bias to the upside. Now, where do we start losing a little bit of momentum and maybe carving out a range? That's going to be if we slip under that 33,138. And if you want to be conservative, 32,821, or pardon me, that's the other way around. If you want to be more generous, you can give yourself to 32,821. Why? Because that's where the MACD traders will start seeing their MACD flip, and they tend to be a little bit late in the market. But if you want to front run that a bit, then you can see that we're losing a bit of momentum around 33,138 with the smart money. And of course, we really haven't broken anything unless we break this bullish control zone. We're still going to have bulls 100% in charge of this market. And so, even something like this could actually be just a good opportunity to buy back into the pool. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, we teach this in the Discord. But essentially, what I'm looking for whenever we're looking for a new entry, and I showed you we had a bunch of entries down here, right? Well, we were just pushing up here, so really nothing to say. It's just straight up candle, right? So really nothing to say. But once we start chopping in some consolidation, we can look for momentum shifts. And what we have here is a momentum upward, right? A really powerful momentum upward. What we're looking for is a reaction to the downside that holds strength, right? If it holds strength, then if we re-enter the pool, we can take a chance on that re-entry, okay? We can take a chance. Now, this is a momentum shift. Up, down, up. Re-enter the pool, we can take a risk, okay? If it's supported by our Bollinger Band midline, and currently that midline is underneath us, and we can look towards lower time frames, right? Like we could look towards the 1 hour, and we could see, oh, look, currently we're under that Bollinger Band midline. Well, we could look towards the 6 hour, and we could say, oh, yeah, that's, we're right at that Bollinger Band midline. The Bollinger Band midline is supporting us here. Then maybe I would want to trade on the 6 hour chart if I was going to take a long, right? We could look at the 4 hour, and you could see that in terms of the 4 hour, it's just neutral. Right, it's just neutral. So I really wouldn't want to be using that Bollinger Band midline on the 4 hour as my guide. If I'm on the 1 hour, I would be looking kind of bearish, probably trading these little 1 hour candles to the downside, right? This is the alpha momentum pool strategy, guys. We're trading those little 1 hour candles to the downside, and then if we're on the 6 hour, we're fine. Look at this price action, guys. It's incredibly bullish, right? So if you're trading on the 6 hour, there's nothing to do here. Maybe you're just going to be looking for some type of deviation to the downside. You recapture that, you get supported by that Bollinger Band midline again, and then you take the trade against the pool. Now, if you re-enter the pool, most likely you're not going to return to the bottom before tagging another key level, either this pivot or the hold momentum. And so what you do is you just quickly bring your stop loss up to your entry at the pool when you re-entered, and then this long might just continue to go. And so you've literally sniped a perfect entry with a 0 risk stop loss. And that's what we've been doing time and time and time again at Alpha Commission. If you want to learn how to do this kind of trading, please join the group and just start asking questions, guys. That's it, okay? It's really that easy. Currently, the group is free, and so I don't understand why people don't participate more. We've just made a ton of money there. Guys, I know this strategy can be complex, but essentially it's just a modified EMA's strategy, which also uses volatility and then a little bit of secret sauce to get some of these levels so that you can eyeball it as opposed to just using, a whole bunch of moving lines, right? Just using a whole bunch of moving lines. Well, I've basically consolidated it into a little bit of a formulaic kind of set of key levels that you can rely on and that have been now tested for an entire year and which were basically 3 years in development. And so people are making good money off of this now. And again, if you do visit the Discord, you can see those kind of testimonials, guys. And so please take a chance on some of these pools, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Until then, if we do violate that bullish control zone, if we do lose that momentum at the add lose momentum level here at 33,138, then we could be looking at this thing of doing potentially a little bit of a turnaround, maybe even coming back to that neutral point of control. And on the daily, that would more or less just line up with that Bollinger Band midline. And so if we do get this kind of bounce down here, I would expect that it's probably just a fake out and that we're going to just recover from that. But weird things can happen in the market. And again, as long as we're above 31,731, then I really don't see anything wrong here whatsoever. If we do throw on those EMAs just on this daily chart, because I was flipping between the 1 hour and like the 4 hour previously, then we can go ahead and take a look and see if there are any key EMAs that we should be considering here. And yeah, you can see that we are above the 4. And so, again, we're just bullishly oriented. We are above the 9 EMA. And so nothing really wrong there. We have, of course, our 21. And so just everything looks perfectly fine, above the 21, above the 9, above the 4. I can't be too bearish. All of those are bullish lines to be above. Should we close the day underneath this 4, there is a good chance that we could come back and retest the 9. And should we close under the 9, then there's a good chance that we could end up losing this bullish control zone and coming down to the 21. But you can see that we do have some type of grandpa EMA coming through here, and it's actually fairly significant, being the 800 EMA. If you want to see my EMAs, just kind of sharing with you here. And these are the ones that we're looking at. I also have a second set. If you want to take a look at them, don't use these ones as much, but just throwing them out there in case you want to take a look at my color labels and the settings. And then, of course, with the 800 EMA coming right in at this area where the bullish control zone is, then I would expect that this is just going to, if we do have that deeper retracement, we are probably just going to just grab some of this liquidity in this fair value gap on the daily, and then probably hold that area and retry for the upside. And we'll look for that kind of bottoming pattern if we do break down from this pool. Otherwise, this pool will show us whether we're bullish or breaking down or not. Guys, I think that's pretty simple. Just wanted to put a little bit of a instruction in there because I know some guys are just returning to the market after seeing this bullishness. And I just want to give you a little bit of an introduction to my style. And I don't spam you guys with videos the way the other guys do, like every single day. I made the relevant pools down here. We blasted off, and now I'm giving you some relevant pool in case we have a retracement. Okay, I don't try to waste your time, guys. So again, please join the Discord, have some conversation. It makes trading less lonely for me. It makes me a better trader. It makes you a better trader. And sometimes you guys see something that I don't see, and then we can just all share it together and make money together. All right, guys, that's your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.